students. Hope you all are fine and healthy at your homes. So student, today through this video, I'm going to explain you the very first chapter from the book Hornbill, and the name of the chapter is The Portrait of a Lady, written by Khushwant Singh. Now students, before giving you the explanation of the chapter, I would first like to give you a brief introduction of the author Khushwant Singh. Khushwant Singh was born on 2nd February 1950 and died on 20th March 2014. Was an Indian author, lawyer, diplomat, journalist and politician. His experience in the 1947 partition of India inspired him to write Train to Pakistan in 1956, which became his most well-known novel. Khushwant Singh was born in Punjab and was educated in Modern School, New Delhi, St. Stephen's College, and graduated from Government College, Lahore. He earned an LLB from King's College London and was called to the bar at the London Inner Temple. After working as a lawyer in Lahore High Court for 8 years, he joined the Indian Foreign Service upon the independence of India from British Empire in 1947. So now students, before starting with the explanation, I will just introduce the chapter to you so that during explanation, chapter will be crystal clear to you. The Portrait of a Lady gives us a picture of a human relationship in a joint family. It is a factual description, a realistic account of how the grandparents give all their time, attention, and love to the grandchildren. The description of the author's grandmother is deeply moving with a touch of humor and poetry in it. She was so old that she could not be older. She seems to have stopped growing older. In the village, she was left alone with her little grandson. She was religious minded. She was all the time telling the beads of the rosary. She took the child to temple school. Inside, she read holy books. In the city, she began to feed the sparrows because she got a separate room to live and there were no dogs. In the last phase, she received the author warmly when she returned home from abroad. She sang his homecoming and beat the drum. She was taken ill. She died. Even the sparrows went into the mourning and crowded around the dead body. She was that lady with a noble soul. So now, before starting with the chapter, first of all, let's come to know the real meaning of the name of the chapter, which was suggested by Khushwant Singh. That is, the Portrait of a Lady. Now here the portrait means the picture, and picture of the lady means that Khushwant Singh wants to draw the pen portrait or the picture or just want to explain all the characteristics of his grandmother. So there are few qualities of the grandmother which I would like to discuss with you. First one is wrinkled face. Now students, just have a look on the picture. The old lady was having all over the face a crisscross. That is, the face was completely filled up with the wrinkles. Silver white hair, which means that the grandmother was having white hair, which was compared by silver by Khushwant Singh. Grandmother was an old lady. She was slightly bent, short in height, but she was really very religious. All the time, she was just moving her rosary beads, and her lips was continually busy in offering the prayers to God. She was fat, but her soul was pure. So these are the few qualities of the grandmother. Now let's begin with the explanation of the chapter, The Portrait of a Lady. The writer recalls his grandmother as short, healthy, and slightly bent. Her hairs were silver in color and was scattered messily on her wrinkled face. Now, in this point, Khushwant Singh wants to highlight the physical appearance of the grandmother who was short, healthy, and slightly bent. And here, her hairs were compared with silver because, due to the age factor, her hair completely turned white in color, which was scattered messily on her wrinkled face. She used to walk around the whole house in white clothes. In this point, Khushwant Singh wants to highlight that his grandmother used to hobble around the house, moving from one room to another in white clothes, which means that she was wearing a white spotless sari. She kept her one hand resting on her waist and the other hand was telling the beads of her rosary. Now here Khushwant Singh wants to highlight that his grandmother was having a stoop on her back. Due to that reason, she was just keeping one of her hand on the waist and the other hand was quite busy in telling the beads of her rosary. The writer thinks of her as not very pretty but constantly beautiful. All the time, he compares her calm face with the winter landscape. According to Khushwant Singh, grandmother was not at all pretty, but she was very beautiful. And her beauty enhances with the attire she was wearing, that is the white spotless sari, her white hairs, which has been compared with the silver, and her pale face. And all the way, Khushwant Singh compared with the beauty of winter landscape. During their lengthy stay in the village, grandmother woke him up from the bed in the early morning, plastered his wooden slate, organized his breakfast, and sent him to the school. As you all know, that Khushwant Singh was living all alone with his grandmother because his parents were settled in the city. And for this reason, grandmother used to wake him up in the morning, get him ready for the school, and during this process, she used to sing a monotonous prayer. And the only thing in front of grandmother was to make Khushwant Singh learn those prayers. She used to arrange all his stationeries and organize his breakfast, that is the stale chapati, over which she used to spread some butter and sprinkle few sugars over those stale chapatis. And definitely she used to accompany him to the village school. On their way back to the home, she used to give stale chapatis to the street dogs. It's not only that grandmother used to give breakfast only to Khushwant Singh, but she used to carry some stale chapatis for the street dogs also. A turning point in their beautiful relationship arrived when they went to live in a city. Now everything was going on smooth, but definitely a drastic change in their relationship came when they moved to the city. Now, the writer used to go to the city school on a school bus and studied subjects like English, physics, mathematics, and many more subjects, those his grandmother could not understand at all. Now, finally, The change in their relationship came when Khushwant Singh got admission in English medium school, and there he was taught only English, physics, mathematics, and many more subjects, but no teachings of God, no teaching of scriptures, no spiritual knowledge, and definitely for this reason only, grandmother was not able to understand at all. His grandmother could no longer go to school with him to send him. Felt upset that there was no teaching about God and scriptures at the city school. Because when they were living in village, grandmother used to accompany him to the school, and definitely there was no hope left now. Instead, he was given music lessons, but she said nothing. And apart from all these things, grandmother was really very upset when she came to know that in the school, music lessons were also given to Khushwant Singh. The only reason why she was upset because according to her, music was a profession for the lewd association. That means music is meant only for lower class people. Moreover, music is also meant for beggars and harlots. She went to her bed, praying and telling the beads till her lips stopped moving and the rosary fell down from her lifeless hand. So finally, she was continuously just making the rosary bead, she was offering the prayer, and finally, her end was near and she died by just giving an indication when the rosary bead fell down from her lifeless hand. After a short while, the author noticed that his grandmother's lips stopped moving and the rosary fell down from her lifeless finger. She died a peaceful death. She was covered with a red shroud. To grieve her death, thousands of sparrows flew in and sat dispersed around her body. All the sparrows flew away without making any noise when the dead body of the old lady was carried away for the last rites. And in this way, the sparrows was just sitting all over around the body of dead body of the grandmother was flew away by showing their love, their concern, their attachment, their affection towards the grandmother. So now students, there are few points so that the chapter will be all clear. These are the important main points from the chapter The Portrait of Lady. When the author Khushwant Singh was a little child, his parents left him in the village with his grandmother and went to live in the city. The author's grandmother was an old lady. She was very religious. The author shared a very close bond with his grandmother. They became very good friends. The grandmother woke him up, dressed him, and accompanied him to school. The school was attached to the temple. While the author was at school, the grandmother used to read the scriptures in the temple. While the author was at school, the grandmother used to read the scriptures in the temple, and definitely she wants to pass her time by reading the holy books. When the author parents were all well settled, he and his grandmother also went to the city. It proved a turning point in their friendship. In the city, Khushwant Singh attended an English school and traveled in a motor bus. He learned English words and topics of Western science. The grandmother could no longer accompany him to his school nor help him in his studies. However, they shared the same room. When the author went to the university, he was given a separate room. Thus, the last link of their friendship was broken. The grandmother kept herself busy in her prayers and spinning the wheel. Her favorite part of the day was feeding the sparrows. When the author went abroad for higher studies, the grandmother came to see him off at the station, but she showed no emotion and was not seen even sentimental. The author came back after 5 years and was received by his grandmother at the station. She was unchanged and did not look a day older. In the evening, the grandmother did not pray and even insist and collected the women of the neighborhood and celebrated her grandson's homecoming. The grandmother fell ill the next day and she knew that her end was near. She stopped talking and closed her eyes. She was lost in her prayers and counting the beads of her rosary. Suddenly, the rosary fell down and her lips stopped moving. She was dead. Thousands of sparrows assembled in the room and sat quietly to mourn the death. They did not even eat the breadcrumbs given by author's mother. After the grandmother's body was taken for cremation, the sparrows flew away silently. So now student, there are few textbook questions which I am going to discuss with you, and I have given some hints also. By elaborating those hints, definitely you can frame a very good answer. So first question is, mention the three phases of the author's relationship with his grandmother before he left the country to study abroad. Now the first hint which I have given to you is when he went to village school. Definitely when Khushwant Singh went to the village school along with his grandmother, there he used to learn all the spiritual knowledge, all the prayers, all the knowledge of holy books. Secondly, when he went to city school in a bus. At this time, all the link between grandmother and grandson was snapped because grandmother, when she was in village, she used to accompany Khushwant Singh to school. But this thing was also snapped away from grandmother because now Khushwant Singh was going by school bus. Moreover, she was not able to help him in his studies because all the studies were there in English. And moreover, when he went to the university, the common link of their friendship was also snapped because Khushwant Singh demands for his own personal room. So that's why these are the three phases of the author's relationship with the grandmother, which was completely affected when he left for the country to study abroad. Now the second question is three reasons why author's grandmother was disturbed when he started going to the city school. Now grandmother was disturbed when he starts going to the city school. First, she hates Western science and learning because now Khushwant Singh was studying in English medium school where all the lessons were completely based on Western science and English learning was taught in the school. She was pained to know that there was no teaching of gods and scriptures there because grandmother was not able to help him at all, and she was really upset when she came to know that no teaching of gods and no teaching of scriptures or holy books were there in the school. She was allergic to music. She thought it was not meant for the decent people and gentle folk. It was the monopoly of prostitutes and beggars. Grandmother was also really upset when she came to know that the music lessons were also given to Khushwant Singh. Because, according to grandmother, music is just meant for nude association, that is, the lower class people, and moreover, these are the work of prostitutes and beggars. So, now the third question is mention the odd ways in which the author's grandmother behaved just before she died. Just before her death, the author's grandmother refused to talk to them because definitely she got an intuition that her end was near, and there she don't want to waste her time in talking to others. Moreover, she wants to utilize her time by just making the rosary beads and offering prayers to God. So since she had omitted to pray the previous night because she was celebrating the homecoming of Khushwant Singh, and while she was singing songs of homecomings and beating the drum, she was not going to waste any more time. She ignored their protest. She lay peacefully in bed, praying and telling beads. So definitely the points which you have to highlight is about the homecoming of Khushwant Singh, how grandmothers celebrate the occasion, and how at last she just protest and she just stopped talking to other. Now the fourth question is mention the ways in which the sparrows express their sorrow when the author's grandmother died. Thousands of sparrows sat scattered around her dead body. As you all know that it was a daily routine for the sparrows to come and sit on the veranda and eat the bread bits. But today the scenario was completely different. Grandmother was dead now. So that's why the thousands of sparrows sat there in utter silence. There was no chirping sound because they were just giving their gratitude or the mourning to the death of the grandmother. And when the dead body of the grandmother was taken away, all the sparrows flew along with the dead body, offering their last rituals without eating a single bit of the bread crumb. So now students, this is the end of the chapter. I hope now the chapter is clear. So now stay safe, stay healthy.